excited about so many things. It's crazy. I've never seen the business position like it is right now. I mean, it really is. So many things. I don't even know where to start. I'm sitting here listening to all this information today, and all I can tell you guys is, you know, we're nothing special. But when we plugged into this thing, and again, you're looking at people, Linda and I were very shy. We're not outgoing people at all, for all of you new people. But the system is powerful, what it can do. So as so many people said today, you know, get these audios, listen to them, and read. I mean, the power in this system. That Pilzer CD, how many of you heard that? Okay, is that great? I mean, that's one of the things I'm excited about. I'm listening to that on the way up today. And, you know, we're in the business of educating people, right? I mean, all we had to do is educate people. If we educate them as what's going on in the real world out there and what we have available through this business, there's just no way. If, again, how many times have you heard? You'll never show this to someone, okay, that's ambitious, who takes the time to check it out and educate themselves about it, who won't get involved with you. The problem is most people are so busy, you know, just trying to survive, okay, that it's hard to filter them into the info session properly, you know. They're always, you know, that's another story. We won't get into that. You already heard great contacting stuff from Andy today. Is that good or what? So anyway, but, you know, that Pilzer CD will really educate people about what this is, you know, about in the marketplace today. I mean, let's face it, the unemployment's not going to go away. And he said all the reasons he lists about this is the time for entrepreneurialism like never before. Because, and we just got to get that word out. And nobody is positioned like this business. Nobody can do what this business can with zero risk, 52 years track record, you know, 30+ billion in bonuses. So we use that credibility. We just got to educate people. There's so many things I'm excited about. I don't know where to start. I'm excited about these sample product boxes. That is huge because now we've got a systemized, standardized way of getting samples out to prospects, to customers, and we just put that in play, what, 2-3 weeks ago since Free Enterprise in our organization, actually up north too, and we are seeing some great things happen already with that. And so, I mean, because this is all about, as Julie said earlier, you know, we all need to have that goal of 1,000 PV circle, like she wrote on the board earlier. That's not out of the ordinary stretch of the imagination. If you guys realize that, as you know, the statistics show, everybody is looking for our products. 70% of the people, 7 out of 10, don't want to build a business, but they want our products. So we got to stop convincing them to get in the business and just educate them about our products. That sample box is another great way of getting that information out. Sampling. How many of you have heard about the company talks about the law of reciprocation? Okay, sampling, that's what does it. People are going to realize these are great products and, you know, reciprocate and start to order. Okay, and then some of those people might want to just have, you know, like you said, 2 out of 10 are interested in being IBOs, but maybe not building a network, but just having parties and having small sales get-togethers with people like they do in, you know, Mary Kay and whatever, right? But there's people who do that. And 1 out of 10 wants to build a network. All right, let's find all those people. But I think we've been excluding those people over the years. And so now, I mean, everybody, they're either a prospect or an IBO potential, right? Or a customer. But there's just so many avenues that we have today. It's crazy. And how many of you got a chance to read that Ron Ball book, The New Amway Idea? I think that book, that's just another piece of the puzzle that can be huge in putting the odds in your favor because it really captures the essence of the business and what this is all about. And while we know that the most important thing for the prospect is they need to know there's credibility, they need to know there's going to be help, and that you can make money. But as we get people more and more involved, they realize the essence of the business is about people and about people changing the way they think and about people getting their self-esteems up about them. That's what that book captures. It captures the essence of the Amway business and what this is about and the heartbeat of this business. So I'm excited about that. And I'm excited about the recession. That might sound crazy, but, you know, this is not going to go away. And so that's why, like Pilzer said, we just got to educate people. We've got the answer because the answer isn't unemployment. That can't last forever. The answer, I mean, how many young people, we got young people getting our business like crazy. I was reading an article just yesterday, and I never read the paper, but I was bored, and I was somewhere where there was a paper sitting around, and I had nothing to do for about 15 minutes. There's an article in USA Today. You know, a recent study shows that everyone between 18 and 30, just about across the board, this new generation of kids from 18 to 30, yeah, if you're 30, you're still a kid, okay? If you're 50, you're still a kid. That's what I've realized the last few years. You're always a kid. I'm always going to be a kid inside, even though I might have a different looking body outside now. But don't die with a dream still in you. You're always a kid when you have a dream and you got a chance of having freedom. You're going to be a kid forever. But where was I going with that? You know, the 18 to 30-year-old crowd, I mean, they have a definitely lower standard of living than, you know, the previous generation. They're working less hours, they're making less money. They can't they can't even begin to think about getting a home. You know, people 25 and 30 years old today, in most cases, can't get a mortgage. They don't have enough cash flow. They don't have good enough credit. Even though home prices are down, they can't get their own home. They can't think about getting married because they're still broke. They can't think about starting a family. We have the answers to all those things today. It's amazing. We have the answers. So anyway, go ahead, honey. Tell them why you're excited. Whatever you want to add, I'll give you a shot here.
I don't think this is on.
This one is.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm excited because I'm excited for you guys. I'm excited for where you're going. I know how good it can be, and you know, so we're just excited for all of you, and we're excited that we're here today. That John and Julie let us plug into their function. That Andy was here to share with us. But we're just, you know, excited about winter conference that's coming up in January. We're going to be going up to, like you said, at Kalahari Resort in Sandusky. Donovan's group will be going to Baltimore, I heard. We're actually headed that direction as soon as we leave here tonight. We're driving to Baltimore tonight because we are going to see our two daughters, married daughters, and their one of them has little girls, so we have two granddaughters, and we're going to.
Does that mean we have granddaughters? If the daughters have kids, is that really true?
He denies that he's a grandfather, but he is.
Well, my daughters do have these two beautiful little daughters.
Anyway, so we're excited about that. But you know, more than anything, I'm just so excited about where this business is going. And like Gary said, I mean, it sounds so depressing when you think, oh my gosh, these, you know, you younger people, and you just can't, you know, you can't even get a mortgage these days. You can't buy your own home. You can't do anything, and you're out of work. And you know, so many people are unemployed. And you know what? What makes me excited about that is because I know we have the vehicle. I know that we have the opportunity to help people and, you know, to make their lives better. And so, you know, just take advantage of everything that you've learned today, everything you hear from your upline, because, you know, this business is more than just a business. It's about helping people, and it's about, you know, the quality of life that you can give to others. And so I'm just excited because I know that we can do that for people. So.
You bet. And we've seen it. I mean, firsthand. I mean, there's so many, you know, new people here tonight, and those are the ones that, you know, we really want to encourage. Just get around this association. Get involved in this system. Listen to these audios, because that's all we did. We just believed because, you know, we didn't listen to our parents who didn't understand. We didn't listen to some of my colleagues who were doctors. I kept trying to remind them, no, you're just a dentist. But and they're still playing around spit, though, 5-6 days a week. In Michigan, no worse. But, I mean, we just listened to the information. We were great students. We counseled constantly with our upline. We picked their brains, so we knew we would be doing the thing the way it works, and we want to know what worked and what didn't work. So that's all we did. We're products of the system, just like John and Julie and Annie and Nadia. I mean, we are nothing special. But I know it always looks like, well, you know, you travel the world, you've had the boats and the cars, and you know, we had some crazy boats up in Michigan and cars up there and the BVI and all this crazy stuff, but that's not what's precious. What's precious is your freedom. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to steal this from Jerry Meadows, but I don't know if you heard that new Jerry Meadows CD of the week last week, but I was listening to that yesterday, and he starts off with, at D-Day, 50,000 people gave their lives, and Normandy, trying to, make a difference and keep freedom in the continent of Europe. And how many people, around 50,000 were lost in the Vietnam War, 50,000 plus in the Korean War, all these wars we've had, World War II and all. Did they fight? Were they fighting out there for you guys so you could have a better job or a job? Well, the answer, Jerry says, is no. I mean, they're fighting for freedom and for the free enterprise system. And you have that. And you have that opportunity. And I can't imagine why, if you have that opportunity, why you'd want to put yourself into a situation where somebody else controls who you are and what you do and how much time you have off and when you have to leave your family and who you have to associate with and the kind of life you have to have. Don't let somebody else control that. You got the best thing out there. This is the freest country in the world. We got to fight to keep it that way, by the way. Okay, and that's not always easy, but that's all about what we do, educating people. And it starts with one person and one person and one person, but we can make such a difference by educating people and by true work ethic. Nothing comes easy, but I'll tell you, as you heard from Free Enterprise Stage, for those of you Free Enterprise, it's worth it, it's worth it, it's worth it. And get your freedom. Don't be enslaved by somebody else, controlling what kind of life you can have, because you can take that control. We've got winter conference, as Linda said, coming up here, and do what it takes, because, we think about our first one, and that's what made all the difference for us. Didn't it, honey? Amazing. I mean, and for us, it was summer conference. We got in May. We missed our June function because we already had commitments, so we'd never been to a function before. And we're in Michigan, and our upline's telling us, just like a lot of you here, you got to go to Baltimore, Maryland, or Ohio in the middle of winter. You're going like, what? For you new people? Because I'm probably preaching to the choir. Most of you in here probably already realize that, and many of you already have your tickets. But you've got to get good at promoting to get people in the seats at a major function. And if you haven't been to a major function, you're in for a treat. Because that's where faith really turns to belief. That's where you get it in your heart. Because we got to that first winter conference, for our summer conference. Again, we got in May, missed the June seminar, BDS, and then they said, well, you got to go to Washington, D.C. in the middle of July. Like, okay, we've got this summer home in northern Michigan, and, I'm working like crazy, but every Saturday and Sunday I try to get up there at least. That's my respite. That's the only freedom I got. And we've been doing that for years and years. Like, I'm going to take a weekend off in the middle of summer and go to Washington, D.C. to some boring seminar. I mean, I'll build a business. I'm going to build a business. Don't worry. I tell my upline. Don't worry. I mean, I'll be there, but I'm not going to be in Washington, D.C., but I'll be around. I'm going to build this business. And they said to me, they said to us, they said, well, I know you don't understand this, but if you really want the business you're telling me, and I couldn't be a platinum and be free, and a lot of you can be free at platinum. A lot of you could be free in 6 to 12 months from your JOBs, because you're not making 100, 200, 300,000 a year. I would guess some of you aren't. All right? But we needed that. That's how much debt we had. When you're making that kind of money, you don't have a better lifestyle. You just get bigger bills. You got a bigger house. You got a couple houses. A Mercedes and all this. And boats. You just broke at a higher level. But do you really have a better lifestyle just because you got more material things? As a dentist, no way. I knew that. I was honest about that. I was honest with myself. I understood that. I had no freedom. I had a lot of stress. So they said to us, right? I know you don't understand this, Gary and Linda, but you need to be at summer conference if you want a big business. Now, don't do it for us, but if you want a big business because you want to get your freedom, because you're sick and tired of having that stress and producing 5 and 6 days a week in somebody's mouth, playing around with spit all day. If you want that to change, then you need to change your way of thinking about some things. How many of you heard that one? If you want to change some things in your life, then you got to change some things in your life. You need to get to summer leadership if you want that kind of a business, because you're going to need to be a diamond to get your freedom. We had to be diamonds. That was the only thing that was going to get me a income from the 3 dental practices that were very productive, but they were killing me, okay? I knew how to work hard, I just didn't know how to work smart. So anyway, now they said, you really need to be there. Well, and then so we start talking about this, and all right, we're going to do this as quick as possible. We're going to get a flight out there. We'll get out there, we'll get a flight Friday, we'll be back Sunday night. And then we'll try to take a long weekend, make up for that time at our summer home somehow the next weekend or something. Because I just only got so many weeks of good weather in northern Michigan at my summer house, right? And I can't stand, I'm going to lose a whole weekend. I only got 7 good weekends of weather all summer in northern Michigan. So, bottom line is, we're like, okay, let's get the flights figured out. How can we do this? And they come back to us and said, no, you need to drive. Listen to CDs all the way out there. What? Yeah, you need to drive, because that driving, it's a price to pay. You listen to your audios, you're going to bond, and maybe there's somebody in your upline or downline to go with, whatever. What? So I got to take an extra day, and I'm going to drive to Washington, D.C. in the middle of the summer, even though I can afford to fly. Anyway, I didn't get that, and I was like, no, logically, I know the business. I don't need all the hype. And that's where a lot of us are when we first see this thing. But that's where you get it in your heart. At a major function, and you see thousands of people, and you meet, lots of diamonds. And the information is really key, and it's fun. It's fun. It's not like a boring seminar at all. It's a lot of fun, but more than anything, that's where the belief is. When you get it in your heart and you realize if all these people can do it, and if I just do everything they've done, which is all the pieces of the puzzle, you can't leave out the pieces, that I can make it. And you get a better sense of who we are and what we're all about, and that we are making a difference on the way to having fun and making money. So we got there.
Yeah, and partway through the seminar,
Oh,
Gary
yeah.
was like, well, this is good and everything. And he said, but, I'm not going to be coming to all of these like this. I don't need this, I'm like, no, this is fun. I like it. It's great. Because, it was exciting and, stuff going on. By the end of the weekend, he had changed his mind. And
Oh, yeah. It's like,
we've been at everyone since. But.
well, yeah. I mean, you just don't think about these things. A simple thing like, all of a sudden, by the midway through, like, I'm starting to like this, like this isn't so bad. And then they asked us to come up for 1,000 PV because we had done 1,000 PV, and we had a few people in our group, and we had 2 or 3 there with us. And we didn't even want to go on stage for 1,000. Like, there's no way I'm walking on this stage. There's no way. And then we won't get into that story, except that I forgot to introduce you and who we're upline with. I forgot everything. I was so nervous. We didn't want, they had to coerce us to go on stage to get recognized for 1,000. That's how shy we were. We had nothing to do with that. We didn't want nothing to do with that, but then he said, your people need to see you. I think we just had 2 or 3 there, but your people need to see you. And like, oh, I get it. Okay. So, but once we got off stage, it's like, all right, we want to do that again. It's amazing. And by the end of the weekend, I was hitting me, we do need to be all these things, because if we're not at all these things, why is anybody going to follow us? Like, hello, you start realizing this is just setting the right example. Get this in your heart. Set the right example. filter a bunch of people and find the right ones to work with. You know, let's go. Anything you want to add?
Well, the bottom line is that we're just excited because we know that this room is going to break a lot of diamonds. It's just a matter of which one of you it's going to be first.
I like it. I like it. So I just appreciate all of you, and appreciate John Jewett for putting this on, and it's great to have Andy hang around some of the time here too. That's exciting. I guess they're going to be down here pretty much 6-8 months out of the year now. That's cool. We've got Mike and Michelle Kenny are coming down for about 3 months this winter, so we'll have them a little bit. It's a, you know, Southwest Florida is going to be on the map here. So let's bust this thing like crazy, and we're going to do that in the next couple of years. A lot of people are going to have retirement parties in here, right? All right, you can do it. John Donovan. All right.
Working yesterday. It's time to go home. Just one thing.